we've got a man here that knows a thing or two about making changes in your life, even little ones that keep you fit. At 17 years old, Charles Angelo was bullied and assaulted for being morbidly obese at 360 pounds.
But look at him now. He is thin, he's strong, and he's helping other people in their battle with weight loss. He's got a new book out. It's called Think and Grow Thin. Good to have you here.
Thank you so much, both of you, for having me. I'm excited. Thank you.
We've cheated a little bit. We had a chance to talk to you in the breaks and find out what's going on. It's been amazing, like the then and the now, as far as what you're doing. But 360 pounds, 17 years old, you were teased, you were bullied, you had a family history of different heart disease and diabetes.
Absolutely, diabetes, hypertension.
Yeah, and most kids at 17 are thinking of completely different things. But what was the moment where you said, I've got to make a change in my life and lose this weight?
Well, it wasn't one thing. The one thing I think that differentiates my approach from so many others is that I've been there, weighing 360 pounds, a size 50-inch waist. I couldn't even make it up a flight of just 4 stairs. In high school, counselors, peers, my parents were warning me, telling me that if I didn't change my ways, I may not live to see my high school graduation. So it wasn't some one ultimate epiphany. If I was to really condense it down to what motivated me to make that connection and make that change, it was realizing that the gifts God had given me, I would not be able to use and really be able to share if I was to continue to distract myself from the underlying issues that I was dealing with. And we all can come up with excuses. We all can come up with reasons to justify bad choices. And I always tell people that my success wasn't a result of some massive, radical change, or I stopped eating, or I started exercising 6 hours a day. It was making small, consistent, good choices day in, day out, week after week, month after month, year after year. And within 2 years, I lost 160 pounds of fat, and I was on fire. My confidence was through the roof. I felt so charged up. And having reconditioned myself in such an easy way, I realized, why shouldn't I share that with people?
Of course, of course. You talk about no excuses, and I think the number one thing you hear people say is, listen, I want to be in better shape. I want to eat better.
Absolutely.
I don't have time. I don't have time. I've got the kids. I've got the house. I've got all these things going on. What do you say to somebody that says, hey, I don't have time? I can't do it.
I hear that all the time. I had a gentleman, his name is Buzz Brown. He's publicly acknowledged his work with me. He started working with me when he weighed 443 pounds. In just a little over a year, if I remember correctly, he lost 243 pounds. And he's approaching his 3rd year of having kept it off. Wow. Now, one of his reasons, much like many that I deal with, was I'm just too busy. We all have the same number of hours in a day. That's one thing we all have in common. And we're all eating. So what I propose is this. Since you're already eating, why not put in the right choices consistently? Now, so many people have a script in their head. They tell themselves this internal dialogue is going over and over. I'm too busy. Well, I've always been this way. My genetics, my family, I'm having trouble in my relationship. I can't focus on this now. We could all come up with a litany of excuses. And I always say, focus on progress, not excuses. Start to look at where you want to go, not at where you don't want to go. Start to come up with a blueprint for yourself, designing where do I want to be 3 months from now. You know, when you sit down with someone, ask a friend, what are your goals 3 months from now? You know how few people actually have a list of goals for themselves. If you want to make progress, you have to know where you're going. We're all going to go through change, but it doesn't necessarily mean that we're going to be moving closer to where we want to go. So put in the right choices of foods, put in a consistent time period every day, as important to you as a meeting with your boss, where you exercise, where it can't be infringed upon. And I'm not talking about going and flipping tires in the back of a gym. I'm talking about walking on the treadmill for 30 minutes.
Yeah, just little. See,
and it's just little changes, and it's committing to them like that. I like what you said. Everybody has the same amount of time.
Exactly.
So
everyone has the same number of hours in a day, and we're all eating. So for one issue that I dealt with as a child was I didn't know. My family was a blue-collar family. My mother struggled with addiction. She was an alcoholic and struggled with prescription drug addiction. My father was a hard worker, working to keep the family together and put the kids through school. So I didn't really have anyone to look towards for a role model. One thing that people could do is look around you, and that's what I strive to be for my clients and for all those out there watching today, is showing you that no matter where you came from, no matter if you're from a family of modest means, no matter what your background, no matter what your history, you can change when you take responsibility for the change. All of the methods are out there. And I say the first thing you have to do in my book, Think and Grow Thin, is come up with the reasons to change first. Reasons come first. The road will appear after that.
That's a great, that's a really good philosophy. Charles, thank you so much.
Thank you so much, guys.
So nice
really good information.
Thank you so much.
Kept the weight off, and now look at you, just an inspiration. If you want to get lots of other weight loss tips, you can get a copy of Charles' book, It's called Think and Grow Thin.